Hey everyone, Tim Primetal here. So, I'm recording this on the date of February 12th. It's currently 4:50 p.m. and I am snowed in. Like, it is ridiculously icy and snowy over here in New York. And, yeah, it's pretty crappy outside. So I figured that today I would just, sit back and play some of my favorite game of all time, Portal 2. I love this game. This is definitely up there for one of my favorite games. And today I wanted to talk about it because there's a couple different things that I find really interesting about why I like this game so much, that I wanted to ask you guys if you have any opinions on, not necessarily this game in particular, but just, you know, any games, if you share these kinds of opinions. So yeah, I have two that I want to talk about. How did this get down here, by the way? Like, that's a burning turret thing. Like, where did it... Okay. So yeah, I wanted to talk about Portal 2's levels. Specifically Portal 2, not even Portal 1, really. I mean, a little bit of Portal 1, but mostly I wanted to focus on Portal 2. And right now I'm, as you can see, playing Chapter 6 in Portal 2, which takes place at the bottom of the salt mine or whatever. But I mean, just walking through this this portal here, like this feeling that you get when you walk through that portal, the music like swells, and it's just like this overwhelming sense of like, holy crap, what did I just walk into? I love that feeling. Now, there is, you know, there is the category of games where exploration and discovery is like the primary pillar of the gameplay, and that's the open world game. Like, think Skyrim. Like, you're meant to explore the world. You're meant to look at all the nooks and crannies and like find all the resources, find where like there might be enemies hiding. Just, you know, like, you're going out and exploring. That's the adventure of it. This game isn't that. This is a very linear game. It's obviously like story based, but so is Skyrim, but this is a very linear game. You follow a track. It's actually kind of ironic considering that you're, you know, a lab rat. You're basically a rat in a maze. You're just following the path through the game. You never really have a chance to explore. And I don't know why, but I am just fascinated by the world of Aperture Laboratories, and I just want to explore it, even though it's not that kind of a game. Like, I want to step outside the map and explore, and I want to learn what everything is, like what all this stuff is. Like, we're in this area called Tartaros. And obviously that's a metaphor. It's, you know, Tartarus is the like the hell pit prison thing that holds all the titans in Greek mythology. And it's just like, obviously that makes sense considering the characters and like at this point of the story in this game, it makes sense. Like, see, yeah, it says Tartarus, but like, I want to know, like, in universe, in the story of Portal 2 and Portal 1, technically, what is the purpose of this? What are all those cranes for? What is it all for? It looks like it's supposed to be a back entrance, because otherwise they wouldn't have all these signs lying around, like, that say "Do not enter," and like when it was closed in 1961, they had all the posted warnings and stuff, and obviously "Keep out." So this is supposed to be some sort of entrance, but like, why? What is it? What are all the cranes for? Is it just building equipment? Like, and if so, what? It's not in the main test shaft, so what are they building out there? And then when you look up, well, not in here, but when you look up in the Tartaros area, you see like these hanging what look like test chambers, and it just makes me wonder, like, why? I don't know. It's something weird about the detail in this game that gets me way more excited about it than I should be. And I don't know why. And I just wanted to ask you guys if you had any similar feelings about, this game or any other games, really. As you can see, this is test shaft number 9. This is test shaft number 9. So the Aperture had like these 9 test shafts where they had all of their tests done back in the 1940s and onward. So what are the other 8? Like, it just, there's so much, it's not even that important, but it's just like a mystery that I would love to learn about. Like, if they release some kind of behind the scenes feature about Aperture Laboratories and what they did and like how things were set up, I would watch the hell out of it. It's just so interesting to me. Like, what are the other 8 test shafts? Like, what are they for? Obviously, the 9th one is like all the mobility gels. And I think it's implied that test shaft 8 is supposed to be the one that you visit in the co-op section of the game. So then, if that's the case, then what are the other 7? Like, what do they focus on? Like, test shaft 9 focuses on the mobility gels, but also has like a bit of biology. Like, it has a bit of a biological focus. And it's so, I don't know. This game makes my mind race, and I love it. And yeah, I just wanted to ask you guys if you had any games that do this for you. Specifically, any kinds of games that are like this, that aren't necessarily like open world, that are more linear, but it just, like, the world is so immersive that you just want to explore and learn about the world. And like, even in this little section of the game where you're walking up to the actual lobby, and obviously this is the main test shaft, but when you're walking up to the lobby, you can go this way and past like the entry door. You can go past this bit and then just look at like all these other little details, like over here. Like, here's a railway. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. This is the other test chambers 1 through 200. Like, what did they do in there? Here's the railway. Like, apparently there's a railway to test shafts 1 through 8. Like, I want to see that. I know this is so lame, but it gets my mind racing, and I really am I'm just so curious about how this world is set up. And I know this isn't the point of the game. Like, obviously, like I said, the point is to just go through the game and experience the story. But it's just this amount of detail and mystery. It's just, I just can't gush about it enough. Obviously, I'm obviously rambling, and I apologize. So with that, I'm gonna move on to topic number 2 on my list here. I don't have a list. It's literally just 2 things. But this is something I also wanted to ask you guys about. Is kind of like the, how do I explain this? Portal 2, when you go into Old Aperture and you meet Cave Johnson and like we can hear now, like, it just has this vibe, okay? And it's like this vibe, it's like a time long gone, like, you're stepping through the ruins of something that was in its golden era and then just fell into decay. And that vibe just resonates with me for some reason, much like the whole idea of exploration in this game. But just like the vibe of walking through this old, decrepit place that used to be this beautiful, gilded hall of science. Like, I don't know. Are there any other games like that? I have to profess that I'm not the gameriest gamer that there is. I haven't really played all of the hot games that exist. I have heard that BioShock kind of has this vibe as well. I've never played it, surprisingly, but I've heard that it has a similar vibe to this, where you're just walking through like a decrepit example of a golden age long past. Oh, I did this wrong. And I get that feeling with like the whole Cave Johnson thing in these levels, and it just, I don't know, I just love that vibe. And I wanted to ask you guys if y'all know any other games that are like this, because maybe I could do content on those games as well. I don't know, there's just something about this vibe that I really like just stepping into this lobby. It's so dated, and I don't know, it just really sets my imagination running. And yeah, I don't know I don't know what else to say. I just love this whole vibe, and I just wanted to ask you guys if you have any similar feelings, or if there are any other games that you guys know and like that have a similar kind of effect on you. So yeah, I think I've gushed long enough here. I think it's been, how long has it been? Let me check my clock here. It's been roughly 11 minutes, so I think I'm going to call it here. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I know this was just a ramble, and I'm sorry, but I'm just so passionate about this, and I just wanted to get my thoughts kind of out there. So if you have any thoughts, please feel free to discuss them down below in the comments. I'd love to start up a conversation, and maybe we can revisit the topic again if there's attention is brought to it. So thank you everybody so much for watching, and have fun. I'll talk to you another day.